Hi, this is Hillary, and this is Mikey the Haunted Teddy, and this is part 2 of my experience with haunted dolls, or my good morning video. Um, in my other video, I was discussing, how I got started with haunted dolls, and a little bit about, how you should treat them, and a couple experiences I have personally had. Anyway, like I was saying in my video before I had to, shut it down because it was like 14 minutes and 30 seconds, and I can't do videos yet on my channel over 15 minutes long. I didn't want to go over, so I decided to make a part 2 video. Anyway, I got my last haunted doll before him. Well, he's not a doll, but anyway. I got my last haunted doll at a thrift store of all places, just like I got him at a thrift store. Thrift stores are great. Like, if you want, like for haunted items, because usually the things in there are used. If you feel particularly drawn to an item that you're not, usually drawn to, or like you feel like, oh, I just gotta have that. Like, it's not necessarily because it's haunted. Maybe you just, if it's something you're not normally attracted to, then, and you're like, you're like ghost friendly, I would say maybe it's haunted. Like, and that spirit is just, attracting you, so you'll take them home. I don't know. It could be, and maybe it couldn't be. Maybe it's just that you're just in that kind of mood that day. So don't rely always on your feelings. Um, Basically, I was like looking through dolls, and because I had always collected dolls before, I had always collected dolls before, so basically, I had always collected dolls before, so it was like no, big deal for me to be looking through dolls at a thrift store. But I was looking at two dolls in particular, and these two dolls I felt like I was really, kind of, I don't know if drawn to is the right word, but the one I was like, and the other one, when I saw it, I was like, I gotta have her. And because, well, basically she was unusual. She was like one of those lots to love bargainers, those fat babies with like, she had brown eyes. And that's what really drew me to her in the first place. Because most of those dolls that, if you are like, maybe not a doll collector, but you know a little bit about dolls, you know that most of those babies have blue-gray eyes. Blue-gray, for heaven's sakes. And this doll had brown eyes. That alone was unusual. So I decided, oh, I gotta have her, and oh, she's only, $3, and that day, it was a Friday, so, hang on. That day it was a Friday, so everything was like half off. So she was only $150, and I said, oh, Mom, can I have her, please? I really want her. And she's like, okay, since she's only $150 today, we'll buy her. And my mom ended up, buying, like, the stuff for me, like the stuff I wanted. And another thing that intrigued me about this doll was written on a piece of paper on her onesie. Well, it was a piece of paper taped to her onesie. Written on it was the name Bella. I thought that was kind of weird. It was written in a little girl's handwriting. And so I thought, well, that's kind of unusual, for like, I mean, it's not unusual for a little girl to name her dolls, but, like, why that particular name? And then I looked it up. Okay, I looked up Baby Bella. I was kind of curious, so I decided to do some research. I actually came across this 2.5-month-old baby girl that had died. I'm not sure what she died of, but she was black, and she had brown eyes. And I'm thinking, could this doll's eyes possibly have changed because of the spirit inside her. Because normally those dolls have, blue-gray eyes. And I brought her home, and of course I did not experience activity for like the next 2 or 3 days, and then I think the first activity I experienced was like just a real like snap of the fingers, like you blinked, you missed it, baby cry, but it was clear as day. It was a baby cry, and I noticed like she would, be staring at me a lot of the time, and um, not a bad stare, but just like kind of like, who are you stare, you know, and it was kind of always a sad stare, so I do not like sad dolls, and I think Bella left on her own. My mom teased me that she ran away because she felt unloved. I really do think she did feel unloved, because I had not, me and my husband left her home alone, like, once for 4 days and then once for a week. But I normally always took her with us. But then we left her home alone for like, I think it was like the 7 days, and then like a couple days later, I didn't like say hi to her when I first got home. I didn't even, like pay her any attention, and she was like, buried in a box, and I just feel so bad now. But, they say like if you can't deal, like that a crying doll isn't, always a sad spirit, it's like could be an evil spirit. Well, I don't think Bella was evil. Like, my mom has like, I'm trying to brush the fur out of his eyes. Bella was not, I don't think Bella was evil. I think she just missed our family so much, and, like stuff like that. My mom had some very odd beliefs. Like, I don't know if all people in Christian faith believe that, oh, ghosts are, evil spirits. I don't think so. I think that's generalizing Christians too much, and his fur keeps getting in his eyes. Anyway, Mikey I got at a thrift store also for, I think it was $5. I don't think that the thrift store I got him at ever has like a everything's half off day except for furniture and stuff. I think they just have, certain tags are like half off on a certain day. Like they have green, they have pink, they have blue, they have white, they have, yellow, like, and they have two other colors, I think. They're like half off on, I think Sundays are closed though, so I think they have six different color tags that like the different colors are like each day like a different tag is a different like half off. And the weird thing about him was that he didn't have a tag. They had to do a price check on him. They literally had to do a price check. And like the lady called the guy in back, and she described him and described the bear. Well, Mikey, I should say, not the bear. She described him, and basically she said, well, I think he's a Boyd's, but it doesn't say on his tag that he is a Boyd's. Like, it just says like Mass, Ohio. It says not to be removed, this label's affixed, made in China, circle. Yeah, it doesn't really say, what kind of bear he is, and he didn't, have any tags like identifying him. I mean, he might be a Boyd's, but I don't think so. I think Boyd's are, more, they're usually jointed, I think. I don't think they're ever, like, so loose jointed as he is. But that's good that he's loose jointed, because, like, like, he's more like a real baby then. He's more floppy. I think his spirit might be, like, 2.5, 3 years, between 2 and 3 years, I would say. And just so you guys don't think I'm nuts, M my husband has heard a small child crying. My friend has heard a young boy, like a little boy, laughing, and felt someone, play with her hair and touch her leg. And I've felt people play with my hair, like not people, but I mean like someone play with my hair, like real tiny fingers, like smaller than mine, like real tiny, like maybe half the size, like a third of the size of my hand or a fourth of the size of my hand, even like real tiny fingers, like running through my hair like this. And the first night I brought him home, I felt like I was being watched. Not a bad feeling. It wasn't a bad feeling of being watched. It was just, like kind of a curious feeling. Like the spirit was curious about who I was and you know, like what this place was all about. Right now this place is a mess and I'd like to clean it up, but oh well. Anyway, sorry, I can't get distracted. Um, I have a pair of socks I'd like to, try on him. His feet are kind of like big. They're kind of long. They're not big, they're long. Um, I'd also like to get him a little pair of shoes. I'd like to do everything for him that I did for Lane. Like, I was talking about Lane in my other video. I actually had several different outfits for Lane. Like, I had winter outfits and I had summer outfits. I had shoes, I had socks, I think I even had a couple hats, but I didn't usually use hats on him. But hats on him is kind of, hard. Unless I would get him at Build-A-Bear or something, like real tiny ones at Build-A-Bear for like small fry or something. Actually, small fry ones might not fit him, but they probably would fit him better than the full-size ones because he's not full-size. And preemie clothes would probably fit him very well. Anyway, I just want to get him a bunch of, stuff and toys and, everything. I want to buy him some toys for Christmas. Basically, well, I'm gonna let you guys go anyway. Just treat haunted dolls with respect. Like, treat them as you would, no matter what age they are, treat them like a real person. Like, if they're older, they might just be happy with, a simple good morning, good night, and be put in a space where they can see everything, like everything that's going on. Like, if you're mostly in your kitchen, put them somewhere where they won't get anything spilled on them, or, like, put them somewhere where you're not going to drop anything on them, or, because that would be very bad. If they're a baby or child spirit, you might want to, treat them like you would a real baby or child and devote as much, or at least some of the time you would, to a real baby or child. Do not neglect them. Do not abuse them. Please do not neglect them, because then they will feel unloved and they will leave. I know, I've experienced it myself. Thank you for